At this point we go gradually uphill. Here's another scenic view of the lake from the trail. Now the trail goes down, then it goes up and then to the right. Now we continue to make our way uphill by the lake. Looks like we have a dead tree here by the lake. The damage to this tree may have been done by the pine bark beetle. It looks like the leaves on the maple tree are already starting to turn. The trail evens out a little bit and it's fairly level. There's a big spider web in front of me and I think I'll knock it down with my monopod. Now the trail evens out a bit as we make our way alongside the lake. We come down to 2 more spider webs hanging across the trail. Now the trail breaks to the left and goes around the forest here. Now the trail goes ahead and breaks uphill to the right. We're headed through an area that seems to be overgrown just a bit. Now the trail breaks into a slight straightaway and then bends to the left. Now the trail breaks uphill a bit as I see some roots ahead. Now the trail gets into a nicer area here with plenty of overgrown trees. This canopy of trees would be really a great place to walk on a hot day. Now the trail breaks downward at this point and then to the left. One has to be careful with the footing with all these roots in the trail. The footing is a little bit tricky as we go further down the trail at this point. Now the trail goes through these weeds, I guess, and then to the right. Now the trail breaks into a straightaway of sorts, a little bit uphill and then to the left. Now the trail breaks uphill and a bit to the left through these. Now the trail goes further more uphill and bends to the right. Now we go uphill a bit and then the trail meanders to the left. We go further uphill to the left and then it goes to the right a bit. We go further uphill. One has to be very careful about the roots in the trail at this point. Now the trail evens out a bit and goes fairly straight a bit to the left. We go straight for a bit and then we go to the right over these roots in the trail. We have to be careful on our footing right at this point because all the roots that had in the trail. Now we come to a bit of a straightaway downhill and then to the right. At this point we enter a straightaway. It looks like some trees have been cut alongside the trail. Looks like we have some black-eyed Susans alongside the trail. It's really nice. Then we come to a small bridge over a stream here. I'm sorry, the trail straightens out a bit and goes to the right. Now the trail goes uphill. The trail curves to the right, a little bit downhill at this point. Now the trail goes a bit downhill and curves to the left. Now the trail goes a bit uphill and then it goes to the right as it goes around. It's very quiet. Now the trail breaks a bit uphill and then to the left. We have a branch running alongside the trail down the hill here. Looks like we have a tree blocking the trail at this point that needs to be cut. Now the trail breaks into a nice straightaway by this stream. We are still on this straightaway that runs by the stream. It looks like we are coming to a portion of the lake on the right side. The trail goes slightly downhill and then it bears to the right around the lake. A nice view of the lake at this point. They need a park bench up here. Here we have a rather scenic overview of the lake. We make our way uphill as we go alongside the lake. Now the trail straightens out a bit as we walk alongside the moss, and now the trail bends to the left and then it goes right. Now the trail straightens out a bit and goes further along the lake. Now the trail goes downhill and then upward a bit. Now the trail goes downhill a bit and then upward as it runs along. Now the trail bends around the lake up here to the right. Now the trail runs along the scenic shoreline here. It's the most pleasant part of the hike, I suppose, that runs right along the lake. I can see in the distance the entrance to the park, so we're getting close to the end of the trail. The trail continues to bend around the lake as I can hear the Carolina wrens singing. Here we have another scenic overlook beside the trail of Big Ridge Lake. Here we come to an ancient cemetery here beside the trail. It looks like we came to what used to be a bench or some kind of sign. Now the trail heads out away from the lake as we get into this straightaway. We have these lovely ferns alongside the trail. Looks like we have a lot of leaves falling as fall fast approaches. Now the trail breaks into a straightaway of sorts. Looks like the trail is partially blocked here. We had a big rainstorm like now we're getting further more into the woods as it goes a little bit downhill and then to the right. Now the trail goes downhill and then up to the right. Starting to be bothered by small gnats, so you might want to bring a bug spray along. The trail breaks uphill and then to the right. Now the trail breaks downhill and then to the right, it seems. The trail at this point badly needs some maintenance, so we go through the weeds. Now we somehow got through the weeds and we break into a little bit of a straightaway. Now the trail breaks into a straightaway of sorts. Now the trail levels out a bit as we go through the forest. Now we go uphill a bit at this point. Finally get to a nice part of the trail. Now we get into a straightaway a bit as it goes slightly uphill. Now we break into something of an opening here in the forest. It looks like at this point we're coming to another footbridge across the stream. There's a big spider's web here. I guess you can see the spider weaving on the left side. The trail comes up on level ground and weaves to the right. Now the trail comes up on a portion of the lake again as it now breaks a bit downhill and to the left. We come now to another spider web, which I will knock down with my monopod. I guess we're getting back into civilization. I can hear the roar of the motorcycles. Now we come to another footbridge over a stream here on the trail. Here's the footbridge that requires a step up to get on. Now the trail breaks into the clearing and goes around the lake again. Here's a log I think I'll sit on and take a break. The trail breaks into a straightaway of sorts. Now we come to a wooden walkway here in the trail. We come down to another footbridge across the stream. Hello again. I should probably explain a little bit more about the end of the trail, on the lake trail, that is. It's a rather long walk. It took me 45 minutes approximately to walk from the end of the trail back to the main parking lot. On a hot day, this could be rather tough if you don't have an umbrella, because half of the walk is in open sun. So you might want to take that in consideration. You might want to bring, say, if your husband has a second car, to bring the car and leave it there at the small parking lot at the end of the trail, and then go on to the main parking lot, and then when you come back you'll have a car waiting for you. Or you could even tie a bike to a tree there, so you would have it when you return from your walk. Might even consider backtracking on the trails and walk the trail twice, one from one end and then one from the other end, to save the long walk, partly uphill and in open sun. It might save you some grief if you think about it. So thanks again for coming along with me, and have a good day. Hello. I had hoped to walk the Chestnut Ridge Trail, but I wasn't allowed to. So maybe the next time I come back I get special permission or whatever to do that trail. I want to get some input from my uncle, Dr. John B. Sharp, who was chairman of the forestry department for many years at the University of Tennessee. And since he retired, he has written this book on the Encyclopedia of Wood, published by Time Life. He could give some interesting notes about the decline of the chestnut tree. This is him in his study in Knoxville. And also wanted to talk to my close friend and get some input from him, John Rice Irwin, who's the founder and curator of the Appalachian Museum. So maybe the next time I come I get special permission from the park ranger or whoever to walk that trail, because I wanted to add it to my collection and the other trails too. It's a wonderful place to walk, and I hope these videos will encourage people to walk and so forth. So have a good day, and thanks for joining me. Hello again. I hope you enjoyed our walk today on the trail. It was a lot of fun. Now I should probably tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Union County, and I taught school back in the 60s at Horace Maynard High School, and also at Clinton High School in Clinton, Tennessee. My nickname is Tommy, so I'm better known by that name in Union County. Now if you come here to hike, I would advise you to carry a cane or walking stick on the trail to knock down the spider webs, if nothing else. And certain places you need a cane to balance yourself on the trail. There's a lot of roots involved. So if you get hungry while you're here, there's Pete's Restaurant, recommended by a close friend of mine, Patricia McKelvey in Maynardville, Tennessee. Then we have a Hardee's, a McDonald's, and a Subway there. I went to Hickory Star Restaurant, but it's closed on Sundays, so you could probably go there through the week. So this is a very pleasant place to walk, and I hope you had a good trip with me today.